Strait area businesses are looking at their options when it comes to dealing with American tariffs. A number of industries in the area rely heavily on trade with the U.S., including the region's largest employer, Port Hawkesbury Paper.
Tanya Felix is the executive director of the Strait Area Chamber of Commerce. So we know that all Canadians will feel the tariffs, but how is the Strait region, particularly exposed given the heavy industry there?
I think you noted it that we are exposed because we do have several heavy industries in our region that and some of them their main market is the United States. In particular, I guess I would refer to our Port Hawkesbury Paper comes to mind, but we also have fishing industries. We have farming as well. So some of these are do rely on the U.S. market for business.
Well, how much can you prepare for something like this?
It's a very difficult moment in time that we're in right now. The level of uncertainty around tariffs, whether they're coming or they're not coming, I think this is exceptionally difficult to prepare for because of the shifting timelines and sands around this topic. So we're really kind of at the whim of the U.S. administration on what their decisions are going to be.
Well, how does your region expand trade to other parts of the world besides the U.S.?
So since this was first announced and then we had the 30-day delay, we've been working together with the province on some strategies there, particularly, a focus on buying in the province. They're looking at their procurement, a Nova Scotia loyal program. We're also working together with the Atlantic Chamber and the Canadian Chamber, who are meeting. The Atlantic Chamber has had several meetings together to discuss what we could do and network a little bit better. As it starts to roll out, I think we'll get a little firmer in our plans. But right now we're having open communication about how we can support our members. We're uniting our message, behind the federal government and the provincial government as well, so that we have a good, strong, united voice, and the Strait area is included with that. So,
Well, when you reached out to your members, what did they come back to you with?
So I think for members, they're not 100%. Some of them are, especially our smaller members, are not fully clear how this will affect them. They know there'll be impacts, and how that will look will really depend on especially if you're maybe importing goods for sale. What are retaliation tariffs? Now that the first list is out, it gives our businesses a bit of a sense of what to expect. Costs them more to put on their shelves, but I don't know. I think I might have lost track of your question there, but
well, how are they feeling right now? What are they telling you about all of this uncertainty and what might or might not happen?
I think they're feeling uncertain. I think it just feels a bit unstable. It's hard to make a decision about, it's hard to make business decisions in an uncertain climate. And I think that's probably the worst repercussion of these tariffs at this particular moment, is that we've had a period of uncertainty.
Yeah, you mentioned the Nova Scotia Loyal Program. Is there anything else you think the various levels of government can do to be of assistance?
Well, I do appreciate their plan to break down interprovincial trade barriers. I think there's a great opportunity there for businesses in our area to sell within the Canadian market, and to also find suppliers that they may need. All roads seem to lead to the United States when it comes to trade. We've really built our economy around them. They're a huge market. They're right next door. it's been a great advantage to us to have them there. But we also, of course, trade within our own country, but there has been limits and restrictions around that, making that a little easier and supporting businesses in making those connections and in breaking into markets that they maybe have not considered before, rather they're in Canada or within the Atlantic region and also outside of Canada. So we do have some of these relationships. It's just maybe not what some businesses have relied on. And so strengthening that would be a good solution to this. Maybe not the whole solution. I mean, we do in Nova Scotia, I believe the amount is 70% of our exports go to the United States. So it's a significant reliance. So it's a big mental shift for us and also economic shift. So.
Well, a lot to think about for sure. Tanya Felix, thank you for your time. We do appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.